Coming up on NewsVision, President Trump's early actions in his second term are already creating controversy, from immigration to DEI.
In the community, families are facing water pollution in the Anacostia River and Black maternal health issues.
And at the Mecca, it's Springfest, but one of Howard's staple restaurants is closing its doors.
In sports, we tumble into Morgan State's acrobatics and highlight Howard University's quarterback. Get ready.
NewsVision starts right now.
From the campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C., this is NewsVision, a newscast written, reported, and produced by Capstone journalists in the Department of Media, Journalism, and Film.
Good afternoon. I'm Kai Blair.
And I'm Kayla Ferris. Welcome to NewsVision, where we bring you the top stories shaping the nation's capital and beyond.
This is our final newscast for our broadcast journalism capstone course here at Howard University. We report from Capitol Hill to Hilltop High, delivering the stories that matter most to you.
Stay with us. Your front row seat to the news starts right now. We begin with the continued fallout from the Trump administration's sweeping mandates that have affected nearly every aspect of society. Since the inauguration, federal grants for medical research have been halted, tariffs have been placed on exported goods, and there are mass deportations of immigrants, including alleged criminals and non-U.S. citizens. That includes a Maryland man who was wrongfully deported to El Salvador. On April 14th, President Donald Trump held an Oval Office meeting with El Salvador's president, who stated he has no plans to return the man. This despite the Supreme Court ruling that the Trump administration must facilitate his return. El Salvador's president said he does not have the power to return Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia.
From the moment he took office for a second time, President Trump has made significant changes to U.S. immigration policies. Mr. Trump has halted asylum rights for refugees in the U.S., and has even tried ending birthright citizenship for citizens born in the U.S. as well. One thing is for certain, the second Trump administration is leading in a way we've never seen before.
It's not about immigration itself, legality or illegality of the immigration. It's about the purity of American race, American gene, or whatever they think they want to keep pure. This new administration is against inclusion in general.
Estimated 33,000 enforcement arrests have been made by ICE so far. A recent Trump policy change allowing U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, in schools is raising concerns among D.C.'s immigration population.
Parents and teachers are speaking out on its impact, including one parent who fears students' absences are leaving classmates confused and sad. Howard NewsVision reporter Tiana Green has the story.
As Washington, D.C.'s immigrant population grows, a recent Trump policy change allowing ICE in school is raising concerns. Parents and teachers are speaking out on its impact, including one parent who fears students' absences are leaving classmates confused and sad. She shares how the school is addressing these concerns.
My son has been coming home saying, "Hey, Mom, I noticed like all my Spanish friends are not there no more." And I think it makes them feel a little sad, like they're concerned. They're trying to figure out like what's going on. And it makes me very concerned as well. When my child attends school, I do feel like they're doing enough. One, they sent us a letter out stating that they will protect our children as much as they can.
A student educator reflects on the impact on her community and educators' role.
A lot of people in our community, families, students, experience a lot of fear given the political climate, and that is something that also translates into our roles as educators.
Director of WHUT TV, Bria Clements, explains the guidelines provided by Learning Care Group and what to do in the presence of ICE.
Essentially, it was just that we don't owe them any rights to allow them in. We don't have to speak to them. We wouldn't have to tell them if a child attends.
Reporting from Washington for NewsVision, I'm Tiana Green.
In Washington, D.C., about 14% of residents are immigrants. Advocates say allowing ICE into schools could cause kids to miss class and feel unsafe, especially in Latino and immigrant communities.
On the day of his second inauguration, President Trump has signed a number of controversial executive orders. One of them stating that the U.S. will only recognize two sexes. In response, LGBTQ+ advocacy group GLAAD Law appealed the order's restriction on transgender military service. While a ruling has yet to be issued, the decision could carry major implications for LGBTQ+ rights in military policy nationwide.
According to a 2023 poll in Forbes magazine, 31% of shoppers in the U.S. say they would not buy from a brand that is not committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion. But that was 2 years ago. Today, the process to ensure equality has been under attack by the Trump administration with several executive orders. NewsVision reporter Rachel Bunch joins us here in studio to give us an inside look into the issue. Thanks for joining us, Rachel.
Thank you for having me. President Trump signed an executive order ending DEI initiatives. This ruling directly impacts representation in the beauty industry. I explored the ways consumers plan to navigate the shelves and contribute to an already multi-billion-dollar industry. The beauty industry isn't new to criticism surrounding inclusivity. With brands like Target and Walmart rolling back their DEI programs, customers are questioning where to shop and what the future of the beauty industry will look like.
It's like we go and we put so much money into these companies. We buy, we support these companies, and then in turn they kind of essentially slap us in the face.
Not all brands are backing down. Sephora and Ulta remain committed to providing DEI programming despite the executive order ending federal funding. Despite this, a 2022 study from Mackenzie Company revealed that only 4 to 5% of all employees in the U.S. beauty industry are Black.
Because I was the only Black person that I could see like in arm's reach when I was in office, that automatically made me kind of be more cautious of like myself. It was a comment made to me by actually one of the managers. She thought that I got a chance for an interview because I had met the lady who was everyone's boss that went to Howard. I had to set that record straight and say, no, I actually met her when I came here for the first week of the internship.
Multiple beauty brands say having diversity in the workplace pays off on the shelves.
Having DEI shows that you care for your customers and also the people that work for you.
Currently, the brands e.l.f., Ulta, Sephora, and Sally Beauty are working to maintain funding for their DEI initiatives.
This is great information, Rachel. I honestly don't know where I would shop for makeup if it wasn't as one of those brands that you just mentioned.
Exactly. That's the issue that many consumers are facing under these new changes. We'll have to wait and see how other beauty brands plan to keep DEI in their offices and on the shelves.
All right, Rachel, thank you.
Thank you.
More than 30,000 federal workers have been terminated from their positions as part of Trump ally Elon Musk's DOGE plan to streamline the government. Thousands of other employees who were taking part in telework or remote since the pandemic are now being ordered to return to the office, including many in the nation's capital, with some of them having to reconsider their place of residence.
Next, from pollution in the Anacostia River to the rising crisis in Black maternal health, families in the D.C. community are demanding answers and action. We take a closer look at the issues impacting Black lives and what's being done to create change.
Six o'clock already?
What's wrong?
Well, I just came from the advisor's office and they're closed, and I could really use a class to showcase my journalism skills next semester.
You should definitely take Capstone NewsVision.
NewsVision.
That's NewsVision.
It's NewsVision, I can see.
That's NewsVision on live TV. That's
having diversity in the workplace pays off.
I can see.
That's NewsVision on live
Second term,
TV.
the president.
Davis.
Whoa, you know what? I will take NewsVision.
See the vision?
NewsVision.
It's NewsVision, I can see.
That's News.
We continue with the fight against gun violence in the nation's capital. Peace for DC is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to accelerate efforts to reduce shootings, homicides, and heal trauma within the city. One of the organization's programs, DC Peace Academy, is training community leaders in conflict resolution and de-escalation, aiming to build a more safer, more united city. I had the privilege to cover the organization to see the program's impact firsthand.
Why would we come over to a program to kill ourselves? Why would we?
Teaching peace to prevent violence. That's the mission behind Peace Academy DC. This program is equipping young people with conflict resolution skills and leadership training to create safer communities.
How to mediate conflict resolution and teaching them cognitive behavior theory. They are able to take those tools to the community.
In the District of Columbia, Over 90% of homicide victims and suspects are black, despite making up 46% of the population. Many factors contribute to this, such as systemic disparities, policing practices, and easy access to firearms.
So we work with brothers and sisters to dismantle the lie and to move toward what does transformation look like through a healing process. We got to heal before we build.
As for long-term prevention, funding remains a key challenge the program faces in reducing gun violence in black neighborhoods.
Sometimes this work is not looked upon as professional. So what we're trying to do with this organization is to help get it professionalized.
A powerful program with a simple mission, teaching peace to prevent violence. The DC Peace Academy is equipping residents with the tools to mediate conflicts and build a stronger, safer community.
Now, imagine living where pollution floods the streets and dirty water threatens your health daily. Well, that's the unfortunate reality for thousands of residents east of the Anacostia River. These community members face extreme environmental degradation, and 87% of them are black. NewsVision Davis Daly heard from impacted residents.
The ward is a dumping ground.
Nobody ever comes out to get this debris here. It's just like a rat harborage.
A sacrifice zone, an area treated so insignificantly that there is high exposure to environmental hazards. That is the east side of the polluted Anacostia River, where neighborhoods are flooded with all sorts of trash and lingering contamination from waste sites.
You're seeing trash, and you don't know what that trash looks, what really is in that trash. There's things besides just, innocent plastic bottles.
With the high pollution in and around the Anacostia area and the Kenilworth Park landfill just being 5 miles up north of the Anacostia River, the 87% of black residents on the east side of this area suffer immensely from the environmental degradation in what is considered a dumping ground.
I see in other parts of the city, they working on the water, cleaning the water up. They need to do more on this side, east of the river.
Environmental issues in Wards 7 and 8 fuel health concerns, with pediatric asthma rates twice the national average. The ARP highlights wellness challenges for black seniors, and the community meets monthly to address these issues.
We hear from community members on both ends of the spectrum that have concerns around, environmental quality of life not being as great in Ward 7 and Ward 8 because of some of the generational things that have occurred over the years where, you don't want it anywhere else in the city, put it in Ward 7 and Ward 8.
East Anacostia residents will continue advocating for community restoration. As for the river, Commissioner Holcomb says there's a floating goal of one day making it drinkable and swimmable. For HU NewsVision, I'm Davis Daly.
From environmental concerns to maternal health concerns, the black maternal health crisis remains a significant challenge, with black mothers suffering higher rates of pregnancy-related complications and deaths compared to other groups.
According to the National Institutes of Health, 29 to 44% of black women experience postpartum depressive symptoms, but few are diagnosed, allowing them to receive the services they need. NewsVision reporter Lamaria Washington has the story.
Bringing her child into the world was a joyful moment for Aisha Stewart, yet she says she felt ignored during the process.
Kind of felt like I was dismissed with some of my decisions and kind of rushed because I wasn't progressing fast enough. Kind of pressured into getting a C-section, even though that's not what I wanted to do.
Her experience isn't unique. Black mothers in the U.S. face significantly higher maternal mortality rates. A CDC study found that 84% of pregnancy-related deaths are preventable, yet black mothers are still dying at disproportionate rates.
I really do think it's a combination of racism, biases in healthcare, and also social determinants of health that really play a major factor into why black women have higher rates of infant mortality.
Here at the U.S. Capitol, lawmakers introduced legislation to address the black maternal health crisis, but experts say that more action is needed to bridge the gap.
Until we adopt a no tolerance and one death is too many attitude, that the policies and the programs we initiate will continue to look the way they do.
For mothers like Aisha Stewart, the solution starts with listening.
I felt overpowered. Like I was pressured into making a decision. And I think it's important to hear what we got to say because we're the ones experiencing, the birth.
Reporting for HU NewsVision from Washington, D.C., I'm Lamaria Washington.
For resources and support surrounding black maternal health, visit www.cdc.org and the Prevention Maternal and Infant Health website.
Research shows access to mental health care is not equal for everyone, and Black Americans are far less likely to seek treatment compared to their counterparts. The National Alliance on Mental Illness says a lack of cultural competency, conscious and unconscious provider bias are reasons for misdiagnosis and inadequate treatment.
So Therapy for Black Girls really is a platform that kind of highlights mental health resources for women of color. I feel like there are a plethora of resources out there for people of color. I just think that people don't know where to look or don't know how to navigate their insurances to get mental health treatment.
Today, only 4% of psychologists in the U.S. are Black. However, organizations like Therapy for Black Girls are raising more awareness about the disparities.
It's that time of year. Springfest is in full effect at the Mecca. But while students celebrate, the campus staple is saying goodbye. We take you inside the bittersweet farewell to the university favorite restaurant, The Grill. And don't go anywhere, because we got sports up later. Howard football is making a comeback. And over at Morgan State, history is being made.
I'm here in front of the Met building where people are complaining about a gas leak. Stay tuned for more information. I'm Anaya Clark, back to you.
What are you filming for?
I'm filming for HU NewsVision.
What's that? NewsVision means taking on the media landscape and making it your own. NewsVision is fearless reporting, fresh perspectives, and future media leaders in the making.
NewsVision is knowledge, growth, and power to the people.
NewsVision is more than just a media outlet. It is a training ground for the next wave of storytellers, all fighting for the same goal.
Welcome back to NewsVision, and thanks for sticking with us. According to a study from Syracuse University, only 17% of post-9/11 veterans are Black, and an even lower percentage of them are in the higher ranks. I recently had the chance to sit down with an Air Force lieutenant colonel who has served this country for more than half of his life. He told me about his experiences in the U.S. military, his upcoming retirement, and how Howard University helped him get there.
When you think of the word military, what comes to mind? Is it the brave soldiers that fight for our country, a specific branch, or an American flag?
Throughout my whole career, I've always been told I was the uncommon officer. And I think it was more so from the younger enlisted people because I can relate to them.
For Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Kenneth White, he takes pride in being an atypical military man, or as he likes to say, the uncommon officer.
I still got the Howard finesse going on or branded on me. And I think that allowed minority enlisted people to be able to just relate to me in a way that they felt comfortable.
Kenneth said his experience at Howard influenced the kind of impact he wanted to make in the U.S. forces. His time in ROTC was the foundation, but it was Howard student government that led him to his current role as a logistics readiness officer.
I stumbled upon it because at Howard, I was co-programs director of Hughes my junior and senior year. I realized I enjoyed planning events. And one day during a career fair for ROTC, I saw logistical plans. I was like, oh, it's like event planning for the Air Force.
Kenneth was involved in planning many Air Force missions, including delivering COVID-19 tests to communities in the South during the height of the pandemic. Now he's ready to start a new chapter while looking back on his over 20-year military career with pride.
People would constantly say, like, when you're in uniform, thank you for your service. And my thing is, I'm proud to serve. The military, like America, has its issues. You know, and it's almost like looking at American citizens saying, like, okay, you have this disgruntled relationship with America. Why are you still here? Because there's certain parts of America that you love, and there's certain parts of America and the U.S. forces that you would not get anywhere else.
That's true. My conversation with Colonel White was truly inspiring, and as a fellow member of the Howard University Student Association, it feels good to see how being involved in school can propel you into your career.
Thank you so much for that, Kayla. And of course, we want to thank Colonel White for his service. Speaking of service, we turn now to a Howard tradition that sends bison all across the country, all in effort to help the community. 2025 was the 31st year of the Alternative Spring Break program at Howard University that sends more than 1,600 students to serve in communities all around the country.
To overflowing because the students get a chance to see
someone that looks like them that are achieving goals. And that's what the teachers like to see, but the kids are so impressed. They're like, oh my gosh, this is a big you.
ASB has sent thousands of Howard students to help support underserved schools, respond to natural disasters, and even advocate for social change, all toward Howard University's motto, in truth and service. Though spring break was a week of service for a lot of Howard students, spring is also the time of year where Howard's campus turns into a week-long celebration.
Yes, it does. If you've been anywhere near the yard this week, you know that the energy is high.
Let's check in now with NewsVision reporter Chantilly McFarland on the yard about what students are excited for as they celebrate this Howard tradition. Hi, Chantilly.
It's springtime here at Howard University, and you know what that means? It's Spring Fest. The yard is buzzing all week, and I'm here to see how students embrace the bison spirit for Spring Fest 2025. What are you ladies looking most forward to about Spring Fest this year?
I would definitely say the concert. I'm excited to have fun, dance, just chill with my friends, so yeah.
I'm really excited to get a break from finals. The Spring Fest is right before finals week, so I'm just really excited to have fun, like Chariot said.
Yes.
And so the concert is this Saturday. Who do you expect to see? Who do you want to see?
Okay, so with Homecoming, I really did not expect the people that came. So with this, like with Spring Fest, I'm thinking like the genre. Like I hope it's like rap artists, like things that we could just have fun to, like, you know, like things we could bop to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I want to piggyback on that. I want things we could dance to, so like some neo soul, some reggae, some Afro beats. Like I just want hype music. I want to feel like lively. Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Reporting for HU News Service on Howard's campus, I'm Chantilly McFarland. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Chantilly. Springfest is the best way to take stress off finals week. Kayla, who do you want to see perform?
Oh, okay, this is a good question. I know she already performed at Homecoming, but that was before we were freshmen. Yep. I love Meg the Stallion. Like, I feel like she should come back for Springfest.
Oh, you a hot girl?
Oh, Kai, you know I'm a hot girl. Please don't play. Please don't play with me.
Okay, my fault. Well, what I really love about Springfest is the food, especially that diversified two-piece.
Yeah, them wings are always so good.
I'm gonna miss those late night runs. For those who don't know, Diversified is a food truck quite popular to students at HU. NewsVision reporter Alicia Cesar joins us now to chew on that.
Hello, you guys. It's a pleasure to be here. Well, as you know, eating Diversified takes me right back to freshman year. Speaking of that, let's just take a trip down to memory lane to where the food truck started. For 21 years, Diversified has not only formed longevity at Howard, but reliability by satisfying students with easier access to food, sweets, and drinks.
An easy transaction for a late night snack is what students at Howard University do in the wee hours of the night, waiting for their meals at the food truck that has satisfied their cravings for many years.
Started doing catering for the School of C in 2004. Engineer, School of Business, School of Pharmacy, and it just kept going and going and going. And then I started the food truck business in the evening because after the cafeteria closed, so they didn't have to walk so far.
For 21 years, David has continued to show his loyalty to Howard University students, expanding his palate to create diverse foods.
So, and then I'm diversified because I do different things, I might sell different things. I might do white concerts. I might do Spanish concerts. So you got to be able to change up the food.
While the options are endless, students are not only eating their favorite dishes, but are working behind the scenes.
I really like the opportunity because as an international student, we're not really allowed to work outside of campus, and there are not that many jobs for international students on campus.
From the infamous lemonade to the crunchy fried chicken, Diversified is here to stay.
Let's just keep in mind that Diversified isn't just a staple for Howard University students, but they also cater concerts and other events for the DC community.
Thanks, Alicia. You know I love me some fried chicken, and I also love me some jerk chicken. So speaking of staples in the community, the Howard community is saying goodbye to a longtime favorite. Negril Jamaican Eatery will close its doors on May 23rd after serving the area for more than 33 years. University officials tell NewsVision that the closure is not due to financial struggles, but rather part of Howard's plan to redevelop the Wonder Plaza site. The new project will include student housing, retail space, a dining hall, and a wellness center. Very fancy. Negril says it plans to stay in the DC area and hopes to announce a new location by the end of the year.
Coming up, from flips to first downs, we're covering it all. We spotlight Morgan State's rising acrobatics and tumbling team and go inside the huddle with Howard's starting quarterback to talk spring game, pressure, and pride.
Who's calling it? Hey Tia, have you heard about the NewsVision class?
No? What's that?
Students are covering all the latest news at Howard and in DC, from politics to lifestyle, culture, sports, and entertainment.
Hold on. I gotta let my friends know what's up. Let me add them real quick. Y'all, did you hear about NewsVision? Y'all gotta tap in. I mean, they're in the field doing interviews, covering live events, creating websites, and even producing full newscasts in the studio.
Hold up, we gotta see more.
Who's calling my phone? Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who's calling my phone? Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who's calling my phone?
Yeah, OVO Sound 2025.
Welcome back to NewsVision. We all know the phenomenon Simone Biles, but have you ever heard of Alicia Moore?
Well, if you haven't yet, you will. She's one of the team members of Morgan State's acrobatics and tumbling team, and they have made history as the first HBCU to launch an NCAA Division I program.
With an impressive yet viral debut, they're flipping their way into the history books. NewsVision reporter Skylar Nelson has the story.
At Morgan State University, excellence meets innovation as gravity is defied in the air and on the tumbling mat.
A lot of people underestimate us because we are HBCU and we are Black women. Doesn't mean a darn thing.
Meet Alicia Moore, a junior utility on Morgan State's acrobatics and tumbling team. Though sidelined by a torn meniscus injury, she has been the team's heartbeat throughout the season through her unwavering mentorship, sisterhood, and support to her teammates.
Alicia, she's a really supportive teammate. She's always there. She's always there to count. She's always there to support you. She's always giving you critiques.
In 2024, Morgan State University became the first HBCU to launch an NCAA Division I acrobatics and tumbling program, ranking 10th on the national level. But one viral video quickly took the team to new heights.
Rayla and Lauren did the handstand split stunt. That went viral from there. And next day, we woke up to 3.3 million on our Instagram page. The next day, then we're at 7. Then the next day, we're at 8.8. So we really just put all of our faith in God and just let our skills speak for ourselves.
Being the only HBCU in this sport means that every flip, tumble, meet, and stretch is more than just for competition. It's about creating a legacy and a cultural movement that the university like Morgan State has never done before. The Lady Bears hold a 3-5 overall record in their second season, as head coach Regina Smith acknowledges the tough competition of this year's schedule as a chance to grow and prepare her young team.
This year we played 6 different Division I institutions, where last year we only played 4. So of course the rigor of our schedule was a little bit more, effective into teaching us to make sure that we stay consistent.
Once seen as a predominantly white sport, Morgan State's acrobatics and tumbling team is flipping the script, driving diversity, and setting a new standard for HBCU innovation. From Baltimore, I'm Skylar Nelson, reporting for HU NewsVision.
What an impressive program. I wish I could do gymnastics, but I cannot. In Southeast DC, the DC Blue Bulls youth organization begins another football season. Founded in 2021, the youth teams serve as a teaching ground for kids of all ages and the chance to learn valuable life skills like conflict resolution and teamwork through sports and community outreach. The program seeks to help kids thrive in the game of football and life. Through coaching and mentorship, the DC Blue Bulls work to create a well-rounded athlete on and off the field.
We like to think that HU, has the best athletes, including, though, for the QB for the Bison. It's year 2 for quarterback Deshaun Scroggins, and after a good rookie year with the Bison, he's been locked in. More time in the weight room, more time in the film room. He's been getting stronger, sharper, and better on the field. But there was still one aspect of his game he thought he needed to work on.
For the whole team that we need is a leader. I've been trying to grow as that, a mind for the offense, because knowing that I'm really the vet now, like I'm really going into my senior year and going to be a lot older than these guys, that I'm going to have to lead by showing them, telling them, and getting after them.
With Deshaun Scroggins under center, the Bison are looking to build more than just a playbook. They're building a culture. A leader in the locker room, a student of the game, and a competitor on the field, Scroggins represents the next wave of Howard football. And with the fall season still months away, Howard football's program isn't waiting until September to make a statement.
That's right, Kai. We're going to pass it now to NewsVision's Brock Morgan, who is at Green Stadium, where the Bison, including lucky number 7 quarterback Scroggins, are gearing up to score big in this new season. Hi, Brock.
Thanks, Kai and Kayla. On April 12, 2025, Howard University hosted their annual spring game, an opportunity for athletes to showcase their ability in individual one-on-one drills, a 7-on-7 period, and lastly, a live scrimmage.
Howard University's Green Stadium is back in action as the Bison football team prepares to showcase the hard work that has went into winter conditioning today at the spring game.
This season, I just hope to see more wins. I hope to see more success. Following those championships in 21-22, I hope to see something of the same.
Troy Douglas is just one of the 3 coordinators who will not be returning for the team season this fall.
We went through a hard reset, and that's what we talked about. A hard reset, we went back to what our culture was built on, which is true accountability to yourself first and then to your teammates. We went back and we really built a strong leadership committee, and understanding that who we are is what we are, but we have to stand strong on that and have the right mentality and mindset as we approach it each and every day.
The spring game is also an opportunity for Howard coaches to connect with recruits.
We saw the facilities, and then we got to see a little bit of the weight room stuff, and it's been really good. I like it, like the culture, the energy, and I just like how everything looks.
5th-year senior linebacker Jay Jones believes that this season the team will have much more energy.
Bringing more energy, basically just wanting us to get more involved in the community as well on the field. Just wanting us to attack the day every single day. And at the end of the day, as far as defense, our mindset now is just striking fear into everybody. Vaccination, we expect to see 101 effort. Everyone flying around, doing what we got to do. And at the end of the day, our end goal, our end all be all goal is that hosting that MEAC championship and the Celebration Bowl.
Howard University will have their season opener at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, and they will have their first home game on September 20th against their rival, the Hampton Pirates. Kai and Kayla, back to you.
Green Stadium looks good out there, but the next time we come back for a football game, we won't be Howard students anymore.
No, we graduate in 2 weeks. Isn't that crazy?
It's insane, but I'm ready.
Yes. We thank you all for tuning in to our final newscast. Our class, known as Live 25, made it to the finish line. And we did it with the help of some very special people.
We want to thank our professor, Jennifer Thomas, for pushing us to always be our best, to strive for our SOC motto of excellence without excuse, which we will apply and take all of the lessons learned into our careers and lives.
We also must thank all of our professors in the Department of Media, Journalism, and Film, and the Cathy Hughes School of Communications, and of course, last but not least, Howard University.
And a very special shout out to CJ, Quincy, and the staff at the Tech Center at Studio A. It takes a village.
And of course, this production was made possible because of our Live 25 cohort, who serve in all positions, in front of the camera and behind, and learn how to thrive and survive 25.
I'm Kayla Ferris.
And I'm Kai Blair. And congrats to the class of 2025.
And from all of us here at NewsVision, thank you for tuning in, and be blessed, not stressed. Live 25, Live 25.
Everybody did an amazing job. I know it took a long time to get this done, but I feel like this was our best show, and it was very smooth.
Practice makes perfect, so I think although we spent how many hours in here, we perfected it, so I'm just very happy. I'm very excited to see the outcome.
I'm also very proud of all of the work that we put in. It was a lot of hard work, but we got a great result.
In the future, you know, when we see each other 10, 15, 20 years down the line, it's still that same love. You feel me? I appreciate every single one of y'all, and y'all are amazing. Remember that.
God is good. All the time. He rolls, y'all.